Hello everybody, it's EzraTime again here. Welcome back to another movie review. And on today's movie review, we're gonna be reviewing a movie called Argyle, which is a spy comedy movie directed by Matthew Vaughn and starring Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Sam Rockwell. And there is some other actor as well, like John Cena, Catherine O'Hara, Bryan Cranston was in this movie, Samuel L. Jackson was in this movie, and it was like, the reason why I decided to watch this movie is because it stars Henry Cavill, and I think this the director Matthew Vaughn directed several Kingsman movie, and the only Kingsman movie that I watched is actually the first one, which I think is a quite fun movie, and I never watched the second one and then the prequel, I think if I'm not mistaken, but I know that Matthew Vaughn is a fun spy director in a way, and this movie is certainly a lot of fun, so I think as usual we're gonna get to the positive part about what I like about the movie, and there is some negative stuff about this movie, to be honest, because I kind of have mixed feelings, to be honest, because I want to love it but I can't. So for what I love about this movie is obviously the tone, the comedy. I think is super fun. The action is also really great. Because I think it's well directed. Like it has like energy for the action. And it's actually really fun to see like certain character beating other characters in a way. And I think it's great. So the directing is great. The writing is good and it's good enough. And I think the performance is also good. And also the music by Lauren Buff, I think, is also great. So I think there is a lot of stuff to be enjoyed about this movie, because I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun watching this movie, because that's what this movie is supposed to be, just a fun spy comedy movie. And I think to that extent it does achieve that, and I like it for that. But the reason why I have some mixed feelings about this movie is because this movie put Henry Cavill as like the main star in a way, or at least like in the poster, because like I actually plan to watch this movie without watching the trailer, and thank God that I actually watched the trailer first, because my dad is actually, playing the trailer on YouTube, trying to check out any new movies that are coming up in 2024, and then he plays Argyle, the trailer, and then I watched that, and I was quite disappointed to discover that Henry Cavill is not exactly the main character, but it's actually the Bryce Dallas Howard. And to some extent, like I said before, I like her character. I think every single character here are fun enough to follow. I enjoy their performance. But at the same time, I feel kind of betrayed a little bit. And because like I went into this movie to see Henry Cavill. And yeah, he does appear in this movie, but he's not in this movie that much. Like his screen time is actually really limited, and there is a pretty clear reason why his screen time was not that much. And that pretty much like really disappointing for me, because I really want to see him as this handsome spy, kind of like James Bond in a way. Even Matthew Vaughn decided to cast Henry Cavill because he said that Henry Cavill was born to play James Bond, and Henry Cavill was supposed to play James Bond back in Casino Royale before Daniel Craig got the role. So maybe hopefully the next James Bond will be Henry Cavill. But my point is, you cast Henry Cavill, which is like badass, handsome, tall, like he's Superman, literally, and it's like, yeah, like it's just a perfect casting in my opinion for this Asian guy, like the spy guy, you could say that, right? And he barely appeared in the movie, man. And like I said before, it has a concrete reason why he doesn't appear a lot in the movie. It makes sense, but I still don't like it, because like I came to see this movie because of Henry Cavill, and I kind of felt betrayed, and thank God that I saw the trailer, that the trailer is not like hiding the fact that this movie main protagonist is Bryce Dallas Howard character, named Al Conway, which I think Al Conway might be the person who wrote the novel for Argyle, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a surname, I think, for this mysterious person, and yeah, like the trailer clearly doesn't hide the fact that Henry Cavill was not the main character. But when I watched the movie, I was even more disappointed because I thought that it's gonna be like a twist in the middle of the movie, but that didn't happen until like the end, which I guess got me excited to watch the sequel because of that. But at the same time, I was like, man, really, like you're gonna wait for the end, for make me excited again? Like, come on, man, you could do this like in the second half of the movie, and I would be much more excited, because I thought there's some big reveal is going to happen for a certain character, but that didn't happen, and when the big reveal happened in the middle of the movie, my heart kind of sank, because it was not what I was expecting. And I was like, okay, I guess on one hand the reveal makes sense, but I still disappointed, because obviously we don't get that much Henry Cavill in the movie. So I think the irony is that while I enjoy, Bryce Dallas Howard's and Sam Rockwell story in this movie, I think they are quite enjoyable, and I think I also like, Bryan Cranston and Catherine O'Hara's performance and character in this movie. I enjoy them; they're fun, but I just can't help but think that how much fun and how much good this movie would have been if we actually have Henry Cavill as the main protagonist instead of Bryce Dallas Howard. Again, I don't hate Bryce Dallas Howard because I think she does a great job playing the character, but I must prefer Henry Cavill, especially with the opening. I was like, okay, this is cool. But I saw the trailer, so I was, I know what's gonna happen eventually. But it's just like, man, it just left me with a sour taste in a way, where it's like the actual adventures that I'm following from in this movie is fun, but I must prefer, like, I think it's a missed opportunity for not focusing on Henry Cavill and the other character that appears. I'm not gonna spoil who, but it's like, yeah, this character was in this movie. The actor was really fun, but he's also buried in this movie, and I think that was quite disappointing because I prefer that storyline compared to this one. Yeah, either way, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not exactly a bad movie. I think you guys are going to have a fun time watching Argyle. I think Matthew Vaughn is still a good director. The action is fun, the music is good, and the soundtrack is also really good. I love it so much, so the performance is also really good as well. And yeah, the visual obviously is also really good. There's a lot of stuff that you could like about this movie. I think you guys are going to have a fun time watching it, but I am curious to see what people are going to say about this movie, specifically about Henry Cavill, because I'm certainly disappointed that he's not the main character and he's barely in the movie. And every single time he appeared again, I was like, oh yeah, Henry Cavill was was like the big, like as you can see in the poster next to me right here, like they put Henry Cavill in the middle of the poster, and then even his name appear first, before Bryce Dallas Howard, and then he's not even in the movie that much. So I'm just like, well, that's kind of weird. It's like a clickbait, where it's like you can expecting Henry Cavill to be the main character and he's barely in the movie. Like, come on, man. So either way, I think people might enjoy it, but I think just be prepared that you're not gonna get a lot of Henry Cavill in this movie, and that sucks, man. At least in my opinion. So yeah, if I give this movie a rating, it's probably gonna be, I don't know, a 7 out of 10. I quite enjoy it, but will I watch it again? Well, maybe for the action sequences, because it's quite fun. But after that, yeah, not really. I'm probably not gonna be remembering this movie that much. Even though it's fun, it's good, but like I don't know. Like I think my disappointment with Henry Cavill is just too much. So yeah, I guess let me know in the comment section below, guys, if you guys already watched Argyle, then let me know in the comment section below what do you guys think about this movie. What do you guys think about the handling of Henry Cavill in this movie? Like I think thematically it makes sense why they handle him that way. Don't get me wrong, it makes sense why he doesn't appear in that movie that much, but I wish we got him more, and I think we might get him more in the sequel, question mark. I have no idea. So yeah, let me know all that in the comment section below, guys. And if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure guys shoot that subscribe and like button, guys, and stay tuned for more reviews in the future. And again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.